Ai sikasɛm no yɛne saa yɛne obiaa mmuhyie yɛayɛ dea sɛ yɛtumi toto yɛ sikasɛm yi a yɛayɛ dea yɛbɛyɛ biaa saa ne yɛyɛ dɛn tiɛ sɛdeɛ msi kaeɛ no ɛnɛ financial yɛfrɛ no sɛn financial peace sikasɛm ɛna yɛde ɛbrɛ wo no ɛne nnua kwasi na wate sɛdeɛ yɛka no nti kwasi
for Befi.
ɛkɔ sɛn
Yeah, telling me about corner.
menyɛ ɛkɔ bi wɔkyi ma memfix no wɔ ha
Okay.
okay I'm saying ɛtumi ayɛ ne yie yo na ɛkɔ sɛn na weekend
Yeah, for Befi. About the other room, Bibia Koboko.
weekend wodi ne yie paa
Aye. Yeah.
Yo, and then you see, your friend be success habits. Success habits, and then you be trying na you juma. Success habits. I mean, tomorrow na it's here a for na. Na my favorite kakra na fi ye fantastic. Never obviously never ginger ye na.
All right. All right. Thank you for Befi. Yeah. You bet you for baby out here free or Ghana man baby out here no. You're always part of us making this program a success. Okay. Send the the African history the FM. Today in African history, you better idea kakrabi. Many of you know most of the time, yeah, it is stocks and bonds, company stocks, private equity bonds, all those things. Now, it will be a free and a free buyer. So when you look at slavery, stocks, and then bonds, there is an untold story of Wall Street. Wall Street now, that is the major financial trading center, or US. It has an association to slavery. Now, the Inti stock and bonds, the genesis of it, is actually livestock and human bondage. In other jurisdictions, so omokano livestock in human bondage. Now, you can't bondage, it means you are in servitude, you are in slavery. Master person, and now so those that were in bondage here were the enslaved Africans who were brought here from Africa. Now, livestock, because these people, our ancestors, were actually treated as a livestock. Now, you call livestock, I say I am more. Maybe our and punching, right, cattle, all those, and then they had livestock. Sanana enslaved Africans, their ancestors, and that is how they were treated. So they were treated as livestock who were in bondage. You had no right. You had no right. Oh yeah. So now what happened was that in between the 17th century and then the 18th century, slave trade was at its peak. Now, New York, present day New York, was formerly known as New Amsterdam because it was being ruled by the Dutch colony. In the year 1653, South Street, known friend Wall Street, Wall BC, those who are very familiar with New York, Wall Street and then Pearl Street, almost the human labor and these people were the enslaved Africans who were considered as livestock. Now, as time went on, we became a commodity. Our ancestors became a commodity. I say be a company, be per se, and also be per se or loaner. You were used as a collateral. So most of these major financial institutions, mean body, but there are major financial institutions are their financial, buoyancy, started from slave trade. In fact, they actually funded slave trade. And until the moon kakran, we have companies like the Royal African Company, which was founded in 1660 in England. We have the Dutch West Indian Company, which was founded in 1621. And then we also have the South Sea Company, 1711. So Biati Asiento de Negro, that Omuna ne control say, so they own monopoly in slave trade from Africa to the Spanish colonies in America, that Southern America. No. So this thing continued for so many years. It continued for so many years. TN and Anum, they were used as what? As a collateral. Then in the year 1711, Muhono, New York became an official trading center. It is be a free Wall Street, between Wall Street and then Pearl Street, what happened was that is where they were actually selling the people. They were selling the people over there. So in 1711, New York City Common Council passed a law say yes, you approve me the in fact, you can even auction them, and that is why you were a collateral. And it is a slave master no ekoje bosia na say or the corny plantation that's when you are a slave no who is a livestock no we will auction you, and then another company will buy you, and then the financial institution, big banks, I don't want to mention names, these big banks no, then they will also auction you, and then they recruit omusikano omalusin. So this thing continued for so many years. It continued for so many years. So it became a business. And major insurance companies, there are major insurance companies, you are actually patronizing their services. We know that insurance companies, they sell policies.
So
They
okay,
exist
in
because,
insurance policies, companies almost 30 actually in the
yes. So all these people were actually insuring companies. And so they insure the slaves and send the slave owner, the slave companies, no, they will actually what get their money back. I said, what business na be a jato, more insurance now. At least depending on the insurance policy, what you will get some of it back. So New York, the underground rails, a whole lot of things. And in fact, most of these financial institutions, they've issued out an apology. About two or three of them in 2015, they brought out an official apology, say yes, they acknowledge the fact that they played a role in slave trade. It was livestock and human bondage. And then as time goes on, so London Stock Exchange, the Dutch Stock Exchange, the New York Trading, or the New York Stock Exchange, in kakran 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 kakran. So when slave trade was abolished, then we coined the name stock and bonds. But the original thing was livestock and human bondage. Enslaved Africans who were sold, treated as what? Commodities, who were actually known as shadow properties. On the you move from near the wabaha, you have iron shackles on your neck. So all these things, the Indian made them on these things. When we look at the racial wealth gap that we experience, not only in America, but the global South and Africa, the genesis of it is because originally that is how your people were treated. They were at the bottom of the global economic hierarchy or architecture. So constantly, Timbiano or form now ammonia, then the global north is at the pinnacle or at the apex of the global economic structure. And see, woyɛ ne nkakran na ɔkeka nneɛma si na ɔpɛ nimdeɛ a, we will also get to a certain level that level need be not that we are competing with them, but the global north have no, they have no option but to also align with the global south and then Africa, because now we've also gotten to know the knowledge, and then we have that economic buoyancy to compete them.
But yeah, said the kind of it's good to know all these things. The sad part, I say almost 1 or 2 3 4 5 leg ahead of us, but almost besides I don't want to. I don't want to. Almost way almost started that. Yeah. And so almost cash for was yes, I could be kada. Woody, you could 100 meters. What could do 50 meters? Was yemra. Now difference as I besides say, I did the answer. But the thing about finance, they say, especially when it comes to money, money omre onye racist onye hwe se wonya bia nkasa na de omo ye bia no na wo dia ebiti omo busa fe onye omo ye pe wo sase no omre onyare onye hwe on ne dia ne se onkasa ne manikum me koda ene ma yesi it ne na wo si me try se wo si nya bi na force si be move forward. No any idea because we have to be so powerful and financially rich. Yes, the bia you be catchy. It is very important say we see who sa name we. Na sa name in your culture, the manema is simple mind. The manema is because we know who we are. Before all this now, all can in now. Yeah, somebody. Ghana Empire was existent for 1,000 years. The burden your friends empire to me up for very complex. We see who's animal now. By the way, and that said kind of your topic near success habits. Success habits. In fact, I use in chia Sylvester, Mary Champon, Chris, ne omom kahuna yachiamo. Welcome you guys. Kwesi Buache, yachiamo na. Yo, and success habits. Success habits in these are proven principles, for greater wealth, health, and happiness. See, success, it leaves trace. Successful people, just say, they are intentional on sometimes we are almost be incompetence. Or they say incompetence. It's like even if they don't know what they are doing, not almost successful. When you go back and start check, I was almost the same principles now. My intentional so the same. Now bibi a follow a we say life e koso one. And it's all struggle bebree. But say be who sa man. You see, most of us no to say the can sometimes you struggle when you be ti bi na and you want to dream or crash here try see successful. We are struggling cry the bedi and no cry accept bu a you that level no. But bibi a say a tree a bunny kase ye hwa in na ebitimi ayi bi. Omo so omoko agya ye de ba ebitimi akrakra ebitimi draw. One of the things that when it comes to success na a definite of purpose. There's a book called I think it's Napoleon Hill book be a friend of success principles. Now, our books our book no or can how definiteness of purpose. See be being see when you saw untimi esa na se udi agrubi. Now him be brass ye. You say you won't be bro on my ye ni sa de no. But when here sad no, because we will definitely say would definitely purpose be what was so yeah, and we are very clear. And you be taking through the process a bit me aboa ama yetimi astati ayesa. Yenhwe bit me ako.
Yeah, the first one, no, share more about the foundation of success. As there, so success is built on daily habits, not occasional motivation. And you can yidi pa yidi idea idea yidi there's one thing to be inspired, there is one thing to feel motivated. Yet motivational speakers be brave, but then yɛwɔ nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ a ɛsɛ sɛ woyɛ den wonya saa self discipline a wobɛyɛ den wobɛmia w'ani na woayɛ den woahyehyɛ sɛnea ɛdi kankan no we build upon one thing and then from one thing we go to another. So there are certain habits, there are certain character, there are certain traits bi a those who are successful no ɔmo wɔ saa esu no saa esu no yɛ den ɛdɛ the way ɔmo kasa koraa ɛyɛ different. The way our nante is different, the way our nipa different. So it is this continuous daily habits. You can't say maybe a daily habit. About ye usumai. Oh sorry, no pa. You have a tradition that you do. Oh sorry, no pa. Oh you be religious. You be a bomb pie. Obey your devotion. Who we are. You go to the bathroom. No, then you brush. You wash your face. You take shower. While the breakfast now, then constantly Monday to Sunday. Oh yes, so those who are successful, no, they practice it daily. It's not just word of mouth, but then they put in the effort. They actually move by action. Their actions speak more than and most of the time, you know, a subambia or more from more frase, or sometimes they may not know, but at a certain point in their life, you know, they realize that this is what I want to do, and then they have that self-discipline to cultivate that habit and then continue that habit, you know, daily. They will continue that habit now till their last breath on earth. That is one of the key success habits. I say, yeah, dream is that is an example that I'll give. Nukredie, one of the success habits. Or more successful no team be dead or my brabo.
Especially on the credit, especially uba to say ye crew man na bibisa na won say ha first school fa nneɛma bi wɔ no ma won say ɔmo system no ma set in such a way say especially baby say bi a wɔwie school kra na wokɔpɛ loan akɔyɛ adwuma wokɔpɛ loan akɔyɛ businesses ɛkyɛ sɛ ɔmo set na ɛwɔ hɔ ɛma ne nyɛ den. You see wohwɛ yɛn a saa sɛ mede bi yɛka wɔ ha wohwɛ yɛn a yɛn na ɛnte saa nti yɛyɛ character anaasɛ yɛ capital ɛyɛ no credit because wohwɛ a ɛfiri tete kɔ ne saa nyinaa deɛ kakra ne yɛnim sɛ wɔ hɔ no bia papa nnua bi anaa papa adamfo bi anaa bisa waba na wobisɛ hwehwehwɛ ne ama no loan kakra bi ɛyɛ loan na ɔde akɔ akɔyɛ adwuma ɛyɛ yi abɔsɛ bi a ɔbɛtua sɛ adwuma no ɛkɔ so a wobɛsɛ bi a wasa aba na wabɛgye ne wɔtua no wɔkɔ ɔmo andi no kora a wobɛsɛ ɔmo akora ɔmo ntumi ma bie nti ɛwɔ sɛ yɛhu sɛ saa no credit no yɛ deɛ ɛyɛ adeɛ ɛwɔ sɛ ɛho hia yɛkyɛn bibiara because woanya saa de na wontumi mbɛwde nkɔ soro da because wode hwɛ yɛ kind of businesses koraa yɛyɛ de bia ɛyɛ a na yɛpɛ sɛ yɛka business akɛseɛ na deɛ ba wohwɛ mu a about still 90% of our people are still doing this petty trading na saa petty trading no so no saa small loans yɛde bɛma wo ne ade na yɛde yɛ saa de no ɛti mɛnyi wo ho mfiri saa no credit no ɛho hia na obi so de adwuma bɛgya wo ɛnyɛ sɛ wo nua bi ɔde adwuma bɛgya wo adamfo bi na ɔno atumi aba aburukyi ne bi a sɛ ha no most people no yɛkɔpɔnkye dan ho nti ɔno wanya business idea bi ɔno wastarte yɛ nti ɔka kakra ɔde aba na ɔde abrɛ because ɔpti sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔtumi yɛ business wate bi a multiple source of income ase ɔdim sɛ ha ebi a ɔntumi nyɛ bɛtumi ayɛ hɔ na ɔde abrɛ ɔsɛ wodi no kora abɔ sɛ nneɛma astarte kɔ because wohwɛ race bebree kɔ so a ɔmo di yɛ nyinaa ɛyɛ nokoredie ɛma mogye mo ho di yɛ because saa nokora ni ho yɛntumi nyɛ yɛn ho ni na ɛsaa so a yɛntumi nsɔre nkɔ soro yie ɛsaa yɛntumi nkɔ akyiri because wopɛ sɛ yɛbie biribi na ɛyɛ solid ne ade a mo mmienu mu yɛ mmiɛnsa a fine woyɛ baako abɛduru na nso wobɛbrɛ wobɛstruggle adeɛ bɛtiki wobɛyɛ 10 years sɛ moyɛ 3 or 4 a woyɛ speciality wɔ ha wodeɛ wɔ ha kakrakra bo nsɛm a ɛna ɛba koraa no a woyɛ partnership a risk so ba a ɛnyɛ kɛse saa ɛti success habits no te sɛ deɛ ɔkae baako yɛ nokorɛdi a ɛho hia ɛna yɛmmɛki sure sɛ te sɛ deɛ ɔkae saa motivation ɛyɛ deɛ baahu sɛ ayɛ sɛ flame na ɛno ɛba na ɛkɔ ɛtumi gyingyaa no wasɔre agyina hɔ adɔpa biara no wayɛ motivation a yeah is good but you have to make sure sɛ wowɔ saa traits no you see there's this book I recommend yɛma bi yɛfrɛ no Atomic Habits Michael your friend sɛ Michael Clear will say Claire was bisa Atomic Habit a very good we read this book night so little by little we share say ebi a ade bi every morning bi sorry na wo pagya bibi asi ha no ma de bi a wo say wo yɛ ne kakra na wo impact no more after a while say o metwa no ma yɛ nyinaa force no you know we show more build the wealth and also more successful people are almost consistent gradual process na ɛkɔ ɛno no wo sɛ ebedu baabi no ɛkɔ te sɛ ayi ɛm sɛ no sɛ dabe na meka bibi about how a sɛ wo start kora sɛ wo save a wo sɛ wo start sɛ wo save a yɛmfa sɛ wo save na unya percentage kakra wɔ so wo sɛ ebi a first year no ma save 4,000 unya 10% sɛ 4,400 right na ikusu asɛ me sɛ save bi every month bia every week bia me save $100 nti wo sɛ akwakoyɛ 400 a month akwakoyɛ 4,800 a year menya 4,800 a year plus me 10% interest a menya wɔ so na aba bisi bia bɛyɛ fancy bɛyɛ 5,600 wɔ sɛ right? The following year, Miss Hay the same now we soon. It was the first year, no, this is kind of maybe 5,000. Second year was a fair baby 9,000 something. Third year, that's a profit now we know no, and you can see you. Now the twice years sad na 10 years, 15 years. Musafi scanner would gum, say would 60,000 guma, would say 80 yeah 180,000 a profit you did not put in.
Yeah.
It's in a BBA consistent, gradual, and jump to one trait. Anything you spend time, I also make sure say we build this side because you move beyond my opinion boom. You see, say Sanyama we happen now. A month for a successful the ATI or successful year. The process now we go through me now. Yankan she and I say we do you share for despite see all cars be 30 in the fee. The process will go win now. Or ye be crack to a point. The man it yes, the who here say see it me yes I. Number 2, say you better eliminate distraction. Focus on what truly moves you forward. Key distraction. Look, hey, crypto. Now come in the 200 near jai near crypto. All because you need formula bia. You need formula. Because if you have your formula, and our program here, I was talking about how we get money near spend, you just can spend this. But I was seeing 3 buckets. You have 3 buckets. One for your spending, one for your saving, and one for your investment. It depends on your situation. We will be a cash flow, a bounce same all the time. And sometimes you don't necessarily need savings to be most investing, right? Be on here savings kakrebi. But situation woman jumani idea you idea and I see bibi kra be a BBC and you hear bibi the watch at least best 3 months be a BBC because of what the and say will be a scale ban in same biano. It is your situation. Na sad no. It is so plan distraction be me you feel because you have your plan. When you say $100 be a bit 75%, make me spend it. 10% me for me savings for emergency, and 15% me for a friend say me investment. It's na say 100,000 be torn somewhere. When you be a baby echo. The same way, and now I'm confirm be before be ba intimate distracted because you know what you are doing. So when you plan a distraction, remember distraction is to the because we are saying one back and forth, what now for be a trusting the big crowd in the cool school, or the baby which are we be SEO, we say process now we are in a kakra make sure that you focus. You focus, you grow too much. You need focus, you need focus. You see, and when we are talking of success habitat, the reason why anytime you can't success people see now drink of finance and say a whole team can't run check. We try to maybe you are it will say say as a finance, but we have so many success. We as level be we success or education, DS success be but we say you can't success people say now financial success. What is your channel? You dear good do. We show more money successful now. Omu you focus. Omu you focus. I think Bill Gates, these 3 guys, Bill Gates and your friend saying Mike Zuckerberg and this guy, there was this guy Warren Buffett. No, we didn't come on any interview. If you see some question said, "Dear, bit my said Bill Gates can be was it focus? I'm not going to be focus it because what it is if you can focus on one thing say win and person here. Now do any siswa. Oh yes, sad and sa. Obi anka say one thing hwe, obeti ahwe. But the more wo ye, the more wo tefi, wo se wo nya experience. Be any say na anya yi. Sa Obi si Anderson. Your friend said light bulb. Or trying so many times.
Yeah, Edison, yep.
Edison. Or trying so many times and son 1,000 times and son he was focused. No, the near sad and or try. You need focus. We are not at all. But if you really want to build wealth, if you want to be successful, or say your priority, number 1, focus. will become for one as number 3.
Yeah, focus on the last part is what truly moves you forward. There's a planning so in here our hand say pa what planning you are not easily distracted and also idea say yeah juma pa and now we are consistent it's hard for you to lose focus. One key thing pa consistency. We are consistent is hard for somebody to distract you and also you're very very important on this point. Yeah.
Now said in here can say if we focus say what purpose, so what purpose it has will be distracted, but it will be said they make purpose in without a central aim no we say unyama kra no skara na we say unye inefficient when unyama bebre ho. It's the focus in here. No, na focus no so be eliminating of distraction no anywhere and at me focus. Yenya no to nche ni move on.
Wow. For whether we like it or not, skill development and learning is part of us. And there are some learnings be a lifelong learning. Seni CDE era boom wapomudin sani mani they are constantly in team the usia. We are say the world is dynamic and it's fast evolving. And sɛ wonya adagyeɛ menka sɛ adagyeɛ sɛ wonya adagyeɛ ma wo na wayɛ den na wapɛ nimdeɛ. When we talk about continuous education yɛnka school mu deɛ nko a wobɛtumi akɔ school anya bi ba education is different from academic stuff. Education is different from that. Somebody can be an academic but they are not educated. Nti ɛhɔ no ɛsɛ hwɛ ne yie tem bia wopere ahwehwɛ nimdeɛ sɛ bia woyɛ obi a wotɔn adeɛ a you are learning more about marketing, you are learning more about sales system. You'll be a financial coach. I think you are staying on top of your what of your business. Be a IT person, stay on top of your business. You get certifications. And one other thing, very, 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 very important. Be a person who be no. Me GDS ubia ibida. Se school na person kwa ubia kubida. Yidie na person uya ubia ibida. Ka na person ya ubia ibida. Everything, there's nothing new under the sun. So mentorship is very, very, very important. The secret about mentorship and then its relation to success habits near one set of a bear if you fancy be a me of an ABA see so 10 years into your business, none of my very rough. But then when you get to maybe when you go to the 15th year, no, and a near my chance here, then epic mao. Everyone's be a me or fancy and I say me or but now if I'm humble or if I humble myself enough and then I also want to get into the business that you are doing, that's a metric on our mentor. The secret is that I'm saving 15 years of my life of repeating the same mistake. I'm saving 15 years of my life of repeating the same mistake. So if Obi say Mark Zuckerberg, the doctor will say Kwame, despite you are saving 20, 50 years. Senior legend, any old church. We are saving 15 years, 10 years, 20 years of our lives because these are experiences that you've gathered for so many years. So people who are successful, one of the habits that they do is that they always seek for mentorship. And before you can seek for mentorship, you need to be humble. Number one. Number two, you need to have value. Won't mean sorry, call yen papa despite was a on you have to have value. And it's not kasa about CBR, you have to have these kind of habits. You are old kind of cray. You be a casem trewa, utimika utum own fan don't fan continue. So these things are very, very, very what important. We are sisters. One pre you will lose out. And we have to be hungry for what? Knowledge. We have to be hungry for knowledge. Otherwise, we will lag behind. And no NAA form. And we have to really work on it. We really have to work on it.
Yeah. You see, the world is evolving. We need that. Sending our canon. It's so funny say we use 15 years. Or the year they were saying and Charlie, these days the way things are gone, why do I have to go through the 15 years again? It's just transfer mommy. Idea or ye any no ukusua he brain or transfer mommy. ebi kura on gye kura hwe obi kura ho on gye hwe mpo oti de be kire no na osi de osi eti asense education ne de egu a osi ne papa no maame no hwe na omusua de o kai se na ne nua bi ton ne ama na akɔtra ne nkyɛn kakra osua no trading na no osua no bo sa fe no no so akɔgye ne store your education you won't be brave. Now the end of the day, you can't adrian acquire said then was a 4-year degree or say master's or say PhD and also you good. You good. But depending on your field, there are few things I'll be also you be aware in your home dear. Nay thing. One shall be feeling. It will see it constantly. They said the name you can say what your friend is saying. We a financial coach. We now you have to be on top of that. Since is who here what's all yeah. Those things. Na mentorship there who here papa because it is a and sometimes no. Yani if you say be a scaffold and I say omudi and abibisa if you say be omutrimu adi and abibisa. Yani no crow. Sometimes if you can approach them, you can they will teach you the stuff. Na yɛ community ndi akɔyɛ ne sɛ sometimes koraa no obi wɔ hɔ nom a bibi na ɔyɛ na ɔkɔyɛ na asɛm kɔba kɔm sɛ akɔa no ɔde na kɔgye sikaduru a na ɛna ɛma ɔmo sika ayi kakra mekae sɛ yɛ hanom Virginia yɛ one man bi wɔ hanom very successful man ne ade na meyɛ program bi na ɔwɔ mu nti na meka about how a ɛwɔ si stay away from debt ne yɛyɛ ɛna ɔkyerɛ me sɛ ɛyɛ good si stay away from debt but sometimes too no ɛwɔ sɛ ɔtake debt ɛde yɛ business anaa biribi saa na ɔkyerɛkyerɛ me a nti ɔkeka na nti mate ne din paa ba na me ne relation biara nti owi no bo ne nti na me so edidi yɛ na me sɛ nti ayi na so online so na me kan sɛ me pɛ sɛ me no edi nkɔmmɔ ne ade nti owi a me friend na me sɛ me tɛ de na kɔ cafe he was so happy sɛ me de no bɛkɔ cafe kɔ bɛkyerɛkyerɛ nneɛma kyɛ sɛ ya na ofi sɛ ɔmo bɛyɛ yi ba ne nyinaa de approach ne saa nneɛma no ɛna constantly yɛhia education the way we are see kɔ no woanyɛ saa de na yɛbɛkɔ agya hɔ. One of the things to see, yes, a long term thing, but see, a effect was surprise about thinking. Thinking you be a bit me soon. You maybe will see a status here. Bit me soon. Because as time goes on, a BB say because accurate thinking, whereby I say, bit me at nasia processing your money, bit me separate facts from my friend saying, I say, facts from just normal info. You say be one more. BBI, I say no. Everywhere facts, especially when you're in some situation. Facts are your friends. Facts are your friend because the facts now will be nyano and the bit me abo amo etima head. We say usua de because sometimes when usua de a de bia na hope. But when you are na because I'm for more confidence in saying nyina. Because we usua de na wonim no. We usua de na wonim ni ti no. A man home popo. Na bed it me sa. I will see use these tools I ba the obitimi use the AI and also you also ye be and also to me and make it sure so you should do things no because then a bit me aboy am I critical thinking and here I will see you because a bit me aboy more separate facts from just normal information, right? Number 4 success is about who you know and who knows you. Very key. Very key. You see, last time I can be about even resume crash. Sometimes page maybe 3 million just to get to the door cry no and wedding. But with me in the moon be out to me so say, oh, yes, page no, it's me do resume. Oh, Mr. Akosi can come. Your friend saying this is my brother-in-law. Just send resume and man crack it. It's in GBBR. Because now can me cry in your interview, but that it's now may can be about your friend saying proximity principle. You know, you have to know those things. No, the bedding we have to gain that skills. I will see in your side. And I made them in Kunip and I made them in Kogana food. And hey, here. Now, first one, fat dear, a bit me up wow. And then also say your friends and get also be content. Also make yourself valuable. Who make yourself valuable and create me drew baby. You see, it It just say take, but it's very key. Say we see making sure say why ni enim no. Na nipa enim no class one enim no. You see proximity principle na can be say so pay adwuma kra na bibisa. Na say bia opa IT job. Start thinking how many people do you know on IT bia nipa be 20 30. Start contacting them. Anya contacting nipa 20 now. Obetimi nya bia 2 pe bia omo so betimi ayede anim bi a wo level bi a be san crofos betimi obi in level bi busa fe na get you into the door. No nya interview. Nya interview dia wa wasama obetimi start akwa wo. See obi wa chese ye nya is interview no kra na yetimi akwa yasem. Yetimi akwa chere die wo. It you make sure say yeah those things no. It's important. We need people's skills. We need our skills, no. You know, we work na so kai say first no ba for bia oni obi nya asem kakra nkrofo oni omu nya asem kakra bia adwumam na ma ye bi odi office ayi say ekrom de nya asem a ye twim tintan sa na owi a na osabe kasa ko na adwina owi a osabe kasa me no di ashem sisi a ho na ma ye mo wi mo twa so mo move on. You see, the world is changing, and who you know here. Who here, papa. Me and find the cheap class say, who here it can get you places. And yes, I know something near a bia, ne biasa, in Nana was what the answer to was what the address to. Yeah. And next one.
Yeah. Yep. We any kind, I think they move hand in hand. Engage in meaningful networking, mentorship, and collaborations. Make up big for collaboration, or partnership. Also, if you want to go low, maybe you can go very far. But if you move with other people who are like-minded, you can also go far and achieve a lot. And value or what do you have to offer? Are you always at the receiving end, or you are also at the giving end? And the key word was meaningful. In penny forecast, and you say, onamfofo omo attain bia no more dream about business, or more dream about self-development, or more dream about continuous learning. Automatically, you also think like them. Onamfofo sebi more say the opposite of this. Automatically you become like them. A casafa influence or media influence me. It's a lie. Constantly, send your car about atomic habits, day in, day out, are also new move. One day you might end up doing what they are doing. So it is very, very important. Say, very intentional about our networking. Very intentional about networking. Then probably I mean no say, imagine so maybe here you are in distress. Not a so far phone. Here be $1,000, 1,000 Ghana cedis. Na o contacts no nipa baako kura ni wa ofa phone say o friend say king obenya even more than 1,000 na here na ma e patch dey say o fa one adwen and yes bia wo yon so when you at you, but it's actually danger is not far from you. So contacts or phone so asem to na ontimi fa phone from mu bia e mo mo sort out, then you have a very big problem. Which means that they are also in the same shoes you are in. And you need to what? Refine your network. And so only for omonso ebi obi ni ade fa sika sem ho a. Don't look at ebi and subaya kabi. Ni onim fa sika no obetimi ayeden ahia. Obi ebi a ohenyamesum ni na person usua ade free no ho a obetimi akọ no akosua no. Ebi a onim bibia about sika. Your pastor may not be the best financial group. Maybe he might be the best counselor when it comes to marriage. You can network with him for that information. And the key word here is meaningful. And I'll also add another thing, so strategic. Be strategic in your collaborations and what in your relationship with people. I know your idea in here, but you have to have a smart network, and then you need to be intentional about your relationship building. Now, football. I thought that so on your moon so you cannot be on phone maybe 3 hours, 4 hours with a friend. Na ABI and Yamo can of a befe, massam kwasem na mo can comment me and can adeɛ baako mpa a ɛbɛtumi ama wabra baako nkae nea mokae nyinaa yɛ sɛ biribi a ɛmasɛm nkwa. We are not saying don't talk about those things, but if constantly your conversations are that they don't refine you, they don't really add value to you, so we need to engage in such meaningful network and those relationships. I bet boy ama yes ye di na head akonkai.
Yep, true. Some of us, your friends, be on my OC chums. I'm not saying be rude, but a dream maybe to say the kind. You have friends they cursing every 2 seconds. Oh, they can't change you. Very soon you'll start cursing every 2 seconds. You know, I will see you so they be the gym room. Example, was 5 or 4 5. We divide your musika umunya income make here 5 now divided by 5. Income na boom. That's your income right there. To say your fair the act now and your fair. And then you know, if you are the only smart person in that room, or problem. Oh, problem. I will say people around you, know, at least half is my channel, half what down our middle. The moment I be drew soon, that means you need a new and not just say just to bisa. We can't see you sianyama, you push you on, you move on. Now you improve yourself. It is a if you say when you yes, and go there issue. Why have really be issue be bapa won't me through be because when I you know, work with people more wise. People they want to go where you are going. You know, yes, 7% me call west no be nam east, which said you are the banner a baby crowd be a need net. Work with those people a bit me a bow. I'm with me and networking, good networking. Mentorship there, who hear me pa, who hear who is an mentorship and who hear papa. Because the person is just transforming the way for so many years. I'm okay, just like that. Now there's so many people who are they will be glad to help you on those things now. Men through oh, you know, and then found say because can come be a many channel. They can still mentor you because a experience and then you will go through and then your friends they will see and you him. You know, because meet me at now as now what me man. And found so when you channel, you know, because the entire bemo akọ say when so ni bibi a wo hia when you bibi obetimi a kyerɛ man valuable life.
Right.
The mentorship here, that collaboration, family. A time here was it me collaborate. Since we are sick on you, so see it me collaborate and move on. You making sure you avoiding living paycheck to paycheck. Develop a savings and investment habit. See, when it comes to paycheck, Nina say we seek about and so scanner a day. Be interest say we make 1 million crowns we seek and banner and so on. It just we live on paycheck to paycheck. When you start talking about paycheck to people, because we'll be having the guy, the guy makes about 300,000. But when you
Wow.
It me and I'm saying, wow, I was can come you are broke. I said, hell no, why would you tell me I'm broke? I make 100,000, make 300,000. And I'm saying, show me the money. Show me the money. You make 300,000 a year, you spend 350,000. That means you're living in debt. Was no on person better. No. Show me the money. When we talk of paycheck to paycheck, it's not how much you make. It's all about how much you can keep. Because when you look at it, there are people that make a lot of money, what that situation because especially what to say, our capitalist society, taxes near the year, they live on or make it 300,000. They are living like 300,000. But the real if you say 300,000 no crown, it be a 60 taxes.
Yeah.
Until we live on that to be one fee scanner brusso. So make sure we avoid the paycheck to paycheck. If you live on paycheck to paycheck, you won't have any options. You see, when you start having those, that's why you're tight. It doesn't matter how much you make. The DNA must have paycheck to paycheck. No, buying stuff you cannot afford. Buying stuff to please people that we don't know, people that we don't like, people that don't even like us. just to please them. Status. And the paycheck to paycheck, because we are buying cars we can afford. You see, the car now would be 1,000, 1,003, 1,002, 800 a month in a year. Buying houses that you can afford. Ubetimi ato small one be as you see a move ubetimi by your starting na utia. You see, if you using more than 25% of your income, pay your mortgage, pay renter, you will struggle because you have other things to do. With the 10,000 month, 2,500. And so rent and also mortgage 4,000, I 6,000. Where do you have so most of those people now work car loans. You know, most people now the student loan what's now for over 10 years, 20 years. It, you know, Ubuhuana said the bia, the sika beton accounts in the paycheck buy no. Now, about Friday, Monday, Tuesday, looking for another one because a tomuna is for you will struggle. Need develop plan ben a meet me massive. Everybody also what 3 buckets, either 3 savings, 3 accounts. Scan it to my we in touch it, we see. We are a bare habit to the account we say I change your life because when the eco savings, when the eco investment, then they would be SNA. We say sometimes we skip go deal things we declare home because it say what do rent. Because you kweta you free school you free if you buy that say sata oba for Francisca wo hotelo you kweta because secondary school you kweta you sit down you time sa ko bi say the sika the fees well me discourage you challenge me fees ni edi was what the fees what discourage I was wow hotelo. Oh, well, this kind of because every one more you tip say wow, this kind of wood, you know. But we a planner who discount because when him scar wood, when him say no, enco savings, enco way. Until you make sure see a develop his animal and the man who he hang. No, a man who he hang, we say all of a sudden, oh, options. Because when you imagine a man options so be my day. The freedom. Because all options more freedom. A bit more freedom because now na me niska bia wo ho me si paycheck ni nyasa now no metimi manage just nyama now every month be am 500 am me freedom 500 metimi de ye me pay bia metimi de ko invest metimi de ko to me savings now boss all of a sudden na e dia na freedom so ma we say freedom start ma joy freedom ma joy na joy ma de ma peace we need peace. If you don't have this the bian wasumunju we need peace. Try to find a margin. Cut stuff I was all cutting. Cut it. Focus on just your 4 walls if you're in this situation. Utilities, shelter, transportation, and if I say food. Focus on those things. No? Those things also at the same time if you're buying cars, the transportation doesn't mean say your friend is saying limo, Bentley to and from. That's the whole thing. Internet say car na beto na say train be na afa. I was the whole thing say was transportation. This 4 was the way in your drink. So those things they will say flow. I was saying you say me call a juma na say me call more crana. It will say taking me 3-4 hours and sana mako. And it was when you baby do to come. Sani one here. Also near Diana should come and just be also in a restaurant. But it's kind of bubble so I'll be telling you those things. But for the start, yes, sir, we'll make sure say what the near to place. Now the near to place now for savings, cost investments, the cost said in American. We say first 5 years. As it's kind of near I cost can say 10 years, we have a car no quota or ton of cash. And a restaurant every day, with me every day. House no person quota you pay because at that time what build the world in every a sustain our ground. It's now margin. That is when so when we talk of paycheck to paycheck, it's not how much you make, it's how much the freedom is there and need the peace. I can guarantee you, say, Nyama ɛkɔ so ɛwɔ ɔmo a ɔmo di yie financially ɛwɔ United States 63% as at 2018. Now ɔmo yɛ millionaires 63% household one person household, that means couple no more making 100,000. Ɔmo making 100,000 but yet they are millionaire. How? Ɔmo making sure ɔmo find a margin. No making sure ɔmo invest a long haul. Ɔmo save we anything wow.
Yep. Multiple streams of income. Yeah. Intimate success habits are multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income is all sad and I say that the banana attack and you say now if you say multiple streams of income so you pass out.
You your friends say Michael Clay's book your friends say The Richest Man from Babylon.
The Richest Man, yeah.
I feel my sister Juna Gunza. Come you.
Exactly. Yeah. So multiple streams of income, does not mean that what they want one day and one pick sika, but se wo a onye hwe krasla na ye de onye ska no bia na ye de question 7.7 is actually complementing the previous one now, okay, in the sense that unye sikana, your paycheck or your salary is actually a seed. It's a seed for an investment. It's a seed for you to create other streams of what? Other streams of income. Unye juma krana so unya hwedia that and the ones are quite different, but uye juma na yutia the salary that comes to you, the paycheck is actually a seed. It's a seed for you to what? Generate other streams of what? Other streams of income. And maybe I will start here, maybe I won't but then your actual profession is say be your accountant. And the accountant Ghana unya no titi one can kakra be can save in kakra, and then you start your own culinary ebia service bi ebia amanfo place order no ma beje no mloko afi kon kakra no bones na business nim krampo abia afi na ye adwuma ma obi wedding unu aduane ma obi ebia obi eyie bones en kakra no abenya o mini mart bi no ama benya restaurant. So now you are still doing your accounting job, but then you also have another stream of what? Another stream of income. And that is what we mean by multiple streams of income. Using your salary or your income as a seed for other what? Assets. You don't use the seed to invest into liabilities. You don't need a big car. You don't need a big house if you have only your husband, your wife, or 2 kids. If you have a 7-bedroom house, now so many person all your about 85% of your income goes into your rent. And if you have that percentage going into rent, you'll be broke, you will be in distress. So we should cultivate the habit of building multiple streams of income. Yeah, can and who say niema kesibiao a bit member say bia o unim say na bia kasa, because only the way kasa find another hobby bia obetimi ade enye bibi kakra den every mu te sɛnea de bia me know okay a year must start for youngsters middle school and high school. I'm not getting paid for that, but then my intellectual ability on that subject matter, no, one day it will make me have an extra source of what? Income. And it's in also see our own premium for so. But the more you are doing it and then the more you are making the name, sometimes your name even becomes another source of income for you, because already kubusa brawi okwa pekakramano kakra now the audio coin. But the most important thing I want to state here is that your paycheck, your salary is a seed. It's a seed for you to invest into assets, and these assets will become multiple streams of income. Your main job is there, but now all other avenues be bra what da krana na ɛyɛ dɛn, na generate sika ma. And these streams of income, so one thing is that let it be things that have value. You need a handset or a mobile phone. Of a better for your PMPO, DB will be here phone, DB will be person of your call. Into Apple, Samsung, all these guys, they can sleep, they still make money. Say you cultivate it as one of the success habits.
Yo, me de link na to yinim ti no. Obi person join in na with me. Kwame, welcome. I'm saying who SOS so also welcome. Munya welcome. Mo person mo kasa me the link na to win with me. Yo, said you kind. Scan in you. Me ntia say scan ye hwe sa. You know, the policy take about so kwa. Esa de bia na ho chiro. No, esa de bia na be out na wote. Mu say esa kra na hu say what started life for bia woni yere anase woni kunu nware saa no expenses e wo fom kakra wantimi anye bibi quick ama nneɛma ntimi anto yi na wo start sɛ wo de sɛ sika no bedia na wa start sɛ wo acquire those nneɛma bebree afei wo expenses se dɔɔso no busa afei sa na wo kɔ fam kra mo na wo kɔ fam busa de bia na ho kyerɛ you see minim sɛ ya saa na ya yɛ that process busa de bia ho kyerɛ sɛ sika no yɛndi. Now, multiple source of income. So they said, don't do like what I was doing or what I did. We charge it. You know, about food to be was 16 hours, 24, no, 24 now. To be 19 or that 3 hours pay. Yeah, simple things. System is changing, the world is changing. Still, you see, start to say we for free. Say they can pro bono free online. Today, the channel saying ebisi afa akwara ana muso mu se ni sika ta no kora kama no ye wo nkora fofora omo star bi na ye no hospital ma bo se nkora mu shi mo da kama wonim sa de wo de na wo kyerɛ keke wakofa ayi budia ba bi na wo de kyerɛ you be surprised after one month for fro wonim kure wo obefrɛ wa ma abe kyerɛ ne se ne sie no bo na wo ye ho class but for the start na de nye bibia asɛ ABM uska but that is how you start. Bibia wunim bia na wunim uye de wa wunim otiase a e ma ne look more genuine. Na we say ade so de wo ye na wakoma de akira. Perfect. Yes, the genuineness na wom because wakoma de akira no. You see when we say amafo ye adwuma na say ade o we say wo ye adwuma bi na say ade no. Mention trick bi ha no, which I know say most of you might know. Anytime you're looking for those things no, hwe bibia o ya ye ntua o kakra na wani je ho. Because and those things that they be leading to money, leading to and dear na me ya say me kakra na still I'll continue to do. You see, then we say bibia starting neighbor. Tia make sure say sad no dear ehu hia multiple source of income. See we as near econo or more money no cry no one and so more na be a wa medal. You needed that source of income. Success is a straight line. Failure is part of the journey. Yes, you better all the time. Persistence, and a persistence here, and decisiveness. You will be on one. They do my failing here. Decide in this intimate decide. As the biani is shaky, but we see the own shaky sa. So who started so we see the own shaky sa. Now, I say, I formally the measure. It's not if, it's a matter of when. It's going to happen. Omo business now make sure say it be happen. You see, and don't just say Felipe na you see, you only lose when you stop. Because who failure if you America omo if I say omo tie omo say if I say Virginia, Maryland, DC no say who free if I say who free Maryland snacko be Alexandria who do Tyson's na detour ha dear na nti usa akofia na utimi twa fa your friends say bridge na chi baby no akọ falent na obesen ko utimi fa yi ufri New Jersey ukọ New York uduro bridge no yesi na de no agya na ko ba ko fa time pike no so be na twa ho na ko eti no yes ibu utimi obi a street na be ntimi ma onye but there are going to be other ways e be betimi delay kakra and I will say who's a part of it. This is where you have to be resilient. One yes, retaso was all retaso. Because one ya will be a nyama, yen train will be a nyama. And also now this is so firm. Setback is inevitable. It will happen. See, these are traits are successful people. Omo very resilient. And omo decide ye. You see, there's a study that shows the people that are successful, it takes them shorter time to decide on stuff, but it takes them longer time to change back. People that are not successful, it takes them longer time to decide, but shorter time to change. Almost opposite. But successful people, they can decide because very particular, intentional. And say they make critical thinking. They have to know a separate thing or not the right information now. Because if you can't decide within your friends in 60 seconds, if you got all the right information now issues. Because you have to be able to decide if you have all the information we here for decision within 60 seconds, you have to be able to decide. That's where the critical thinking comes in, because it means separate so many things. Separate from because you have to just say these are the facts. So if these are the facts, yeah, this is what these are traits people are next one, yeah.
Yep.
David, you last one. Go.
Here you can get all the money, you can create all the wealth, but then wealth or success without good physical and mental health is one year crank here is a fiasco. So maybe we may not be qualified medical professionals, but having good sleep, good rest, prioritizing your mental health, distressing, all those things near there in here. Because of a person with good health, idea about dream one and say, and then I meet me, then what else can I do? If I have good, what else can I do? But a person who is sick, somebody who is bedridden, or no, you say the priority, kwanya obinya apomudin, and I said no bed, no be anything. Anything I can say here say wapomudin dear, uma near the eating junk meal, or me example said this year I'm going to limit my intake of soda. It wasn't easy when I started. You got to a point where even how much 2 a.m. I became addicted to Coke. How much, and it started from I think college. How much 2 grandpa me person menum bibi. Mission the crame person me de menum bibi. And one no man say feel it okay. Look at this. How much 2 a.m. Killing yourself slowly. You are killing yourself slowly. So have time to rest. It's not all about say is can have time to rest. Oh wow, go out, go for a walk. 90 miles from my head. Do something that will make you feel comfortable in your mind. Timbi and yes, na timbi I may bought double, may bought triple, quadruple ni saying Ubenyes cano. But it is very important for you to prioritize your health, especially, and it begins by what you eat. Especially a woman and what we eat. Ninya time my hunenya the indi yes kana nye Ghana nkwana ebi edeko. But so sure we do the junk meal, the McDonald's once in a while is fine. But then prioritize your good about eating right, and then physically to do things that will make you stay or maybe be informed. And because a poor state of mind, a weak physical ability or strength will not have that leverage to think about other things that will make them successful, because at that time no, your number one priority is how will you become healthy, how will you become mentally stable. But who was there, you have the leverage to do other things.
And now can I say be na kind of say want me and take care of your health. You see, take care of your health. That's all you got once. Until say making sure you take care. What said then can me crowd me whole example. Hey, na me obi a anopa we me hwe me kenken anzana. Bi me bi anopa pa me kenken me. Na me am timi say na hedrum rebi do. They say yeah. It do ka say sani man na ma try some it took me a while. Na my body no ache sad no. achieve those things, no, sir, heavy food in the no. Me jam things my free. See, Sani man, my try some from in a Sani my discipline. Also try so to me, yes, animal. So, you scanning na one could yamo. What is the sense? Crowd will say when you're scanning now, anyway, we won't be crying spend this scan. You have to enjoy this can to be right. What I try say, but you have to enjoy. To be here, physical, mental health. You see, and here. Now, mental health in the Americas are people that are negativity, so get away from them. Don't be close to them. There are some people who are BBA negative. Everything is negative. In their mental, you don't need them. You don't need them in your life. Yeah, just let them go. Now, physically, no, so no, say walk be now cool, say workout be also called gym. Make sure say oh yeah, because here, you move be brown especially more no. Yako nearby, no nothing. You work out, you bus we are fufu 9 p.m. Yeah, fufu we are near bed, because I won't cry if I walk. I could do fufu a year Africa. You be fast to a bad actual. It's when you pesa, so to your channel. Obviously, you get all the money, then they turn you to a funeral. Yes. Hey, you know, Kwame for your friend say, Kwame Eric, answer Taiwan. Why are they? Good morning. I had a night. Yo, it's your window, Andy. So, you make sure say, a priority. It is. We share people that are winning success. Your friends say financially, and people that are your friends say successful, doing success good. They take care of their health. Very important. They take care of their health. And you making sure a priority. Now, sometimes said, or say start where you are with what you have. Progress matters more than perfection. And maybe you can say, you say, now, as a person call life. Now, you also say, mean to me, but I'll call you now. I said, yeah, can say cry mistakes. It be mistakes be and they have a. Yeah. Don't try to be perfect, answer. Don't try say, oh, me Chayana, we are here, we answer. It be anytime we'll be catching the or come so say why so yeah, go start it. Now no, just start it. Start from where you are with whatever you have. And should you be our millions? Say na me no. Misika can $100. The person me business. She business be $100 ni betimi aye. Let's start free one. We esikafo no mukasa asem. Make sure say you start. Because I did back where dim pie starting. One shall be an analysis of priorities. We analyze it. They be analyze it. Especially your friends say, "Mama, yeah, ikakra no. Near the aquaculture yaba business plan. Any near aquaculture business plan beam. Any near aquaculture beam business plan. They will say perfect. You are not fee. I be share. We see in your loan. Ha. Start it. Because starting a new crana, beginning experience be wo. Obi sua die bi wo. Enti deɛ wowu biara no ɛdeɛ na $100 me sika nyinaa ka mpɛ sɛ meyɛ business ɛdeɛ na $100 na ɛbɛtumi ayɛ start free hɔ no kakra bo sɛ ɛkyɛngye because remember sɛ even koraa wo bebree na de kɔhyɛ bibim sɛsi a wolusu a walusu ne nyinaa so make sure say because the starting the thing all successful business people will tell you say just start it ɛhɔ na ɛdeɛ no because ɛwɔ amanfoɔ tumi tena for 4, 5 years 6 years mene wokasa sisi obi wɔpɛ sɛ ɔba ɔwɔ biribi a obɛtumi ahyɛ ama yɛ nyinaa te a wɔpɛ sɛ ɔkwasa sɛ obi bi na no paa ba social media so abɛyɛ perfection no ɛho hia na mmom the progress because woyɛ nyinaa no na ɛkyerɛ biribi one at a time na wosua na ɛkɔ ɛna wɔsi wayɛ perfect nkora deɛ a still bɛyɛ 1 or 2 mistakes bi so do not worry about it just start it and the bema na yewe I said them kind of the link not to mutino wow per se ofribia David wo bibi kana oh
enchiamo busembo
ejo so
Fado.
My director.
Hold on, was it your first say? What did you say? Was it hungry for what? Ink. Okay. Cost David. Yeah, Joseph David.
My boss na me tari na chiti sa chacha no.
Hey,
Boss
Obadu.
boss me chow.
Now you senior boss, no.
I think it's been a very nice discussion you guys are having. And I wrote a few things down.
Okay.
Um,
Any union can come up.
I'm senior, no, say I don't say I'm okay be about but I think about last but one point, about control and and one thing I say in when is if you cannot control your health, then you are not a good candidate to control your finances. Because our power now for the financial control, then you should use the same system to control your health. Because if you're able to make savings out of whatever you make, you are able to set something aside, control yourself from not buying, impulse buying. Now, they are building wealth. You should be able to cut the same thing from whatever you are eating. If you are building another stream of income, you should use the same concept to add vegetables to your high protein and I say your high carbohydrate food. Into a habit. If you're also a good financial controller, now want to control your health habit, there is something lacking because the same concept and to put it short, health management is the same as time management. If you're a good time manager, incorporate your health practices into your time. Set some time for your gym, set your time for your training, for your work. It's part of your time management. So you cannot tell me, say, you're a best time manager, but you have no time to exercise. When you know, say, you need it to stay healthy. A healthy person is the one that can make decisions of making money. But if you are not healthy, your financial decisions will be impaired because will be a blood pressure. Yeah, the water blood pressure grows so blood cholesterol number 10,000. Yeah, we need that comfortable mindset to make decisions about money. Now everything is about where to spend the money to stay healthy. So it affects everything. So the imbalances, is there. And then to stay positive, said if you are not somebody who can prune the dead branches from your life, you will never be successful. At a point, life begins. I like more about putting myself into agribusiness and all that as illustrations and as entrepreneurship. Now, you start a business. The business, branches now will be a siphoniska from your success. You need to cut those things out. You need to stop those loopholes and create new opportunities that will bring in cash flow. Because when you have a whole barrel and there are leaks, it doesn't matter how small the leaks are. They are draining you, so you need to stop those leaks. And sometimes negative people becomes the avenue for those leaks. Because be our no who can new ideas actually na or no negative one or na ye obi bisa say why me. The question is, if not you, who? Because the question is
why don't you even good,
exactly. Why me? Why not you? Who else? And you need to get yourself out of it. And the question of perfection and this how we I always say the quest for perfection is a dream killer. When you want to sit down and be perfect before you start execution, it kills your dream. I wrote my first book because of a conversation I had with somebody, because of someone's attributes and trigger. The person was taking advantage of my humility. And Uhuni said, because I was silent on certain things, he had to take advantage of. And that gave me a title of a book. And I went ahead to write it. And trust me, anybody who is reading Mama copies and I say to read about it, they like it because I wrote it out of my own emotions, out of my passion, out of the pain the person tried to cause me. I used that as a leverage to write a book. So sometimes, you need to also have those things. You need to have learning is not about say the can come first and about classroom, PhD degrees, a year. But sometimes a person who have first class in all the classes without common sense may say something that will make you question the paper they have as qualification. Ne nyinaa nso bɛkɔ mu no na ne nam fufuo ne nyinaa nso wɔ the same basket mu because ɔkɔtɔ one. But sɛ wo traini akoko ne yie a otimi ne ɔkraman nante fa adamfoɔ ma ne yɛ yie. Ne nyinaa yɛ the mindset na ɛwɔ ne tiri mu no so ohu ne sɛ akoko no ho hia no ɔkraman nso ho hia. Ɔmo nyinaa yɛ ayɔnkoɔ. Ɔkraman didi na mporoporowa ne ka akoko bɛfa. Akoko kɔfa dompe ne ba na sɛ ontimi nwi ɔsosɔ nam na kraman nso bɛfa dompe ne deɛ yɛ n'adeɛ.
That's right.
We all need each other. In a success journey, there are so many detours. There are so many branches that comes. The stem is as important as the branch. The leaf is as important as the taproot. When we all know our shortcomings and we all know our importance on the success journey, we will all sail. But that PhD na yabo pull him down syndrome. We call him is one step at the other. So thank you for the opportunity, and I'm very grateful. Say we are having such a discussion. Sometimes when I say let's deliberate on things that will make us successful, that will forge all of us ahead, and they're very important. So that's it. Maybe as a question, you also I mean.
Menko na pato book no so de to Jamaica na baby ebenya bi so no.
So far right now 2 books. One is Humble but Not Stupid.
Humble but Not Stupid.
Humble but Not Stupid.
Hey.
And yeah, that was my first book.
And I was Obi Kabi Binema.
Yes. Obi na trigger.
Triggers are okay. Okay.
A cover by. And the second one is Entrepreneurial Success in Africa Without Banks and Governments.
Hey.
So
wow.
So me started, I think I'm loving the writing. I'm loving because I said now you don't wait to be perfect, but when you set your foot into the ground, now say ideas are coming, people start talking to you. Those who review your books, they keep telling you, okay, why don't we look at this? And you see, there are so many about transportation and other things I'm still piecing together to get those rolled out. I'm trying and one of them I'm working on right now here, Rebuilding Africa Together. A new dawn amid deportation. We buy or share all common growth. I started looking into opportunities at home that I can write about to empower our people. And I say, I say, basically, 20,000. There are opportunities at home. You can use that 20,000 to be successful at home. You can become somebody at home instead of buying a paper that you are not even sure you are going to get. So there are a lot of things out there that we can all forge together. And said it's not about the money that will come into our pockets, but how we will all meet at home as one body, as one people. I wish he said, Udu Ghana, we are all Africans. I can eat with you without fear. I can talk to you without looking back. And we all have to. We have something that everybody needs. Kankam has something I need. You, Murphy, have something I need. we all put it out there, put it together, then everybody picks from whichever way suits them. So
Wow. Next week, same time. The books in the Abane the actually. Right. Next year, trying to find because it looks as if it's going to be interesting books. But I'm saying, this generation here.
Too bulky. I make it very simple and short, at least about 50 pages, just simple and short to read. Very, very interactive and very educative. So, but 2 books in it is right now available on Amazon. But I will send you copies.
Yeah.
You to see.
Good. Yes, auntie, stay here. Yeah, call baby. Your time, kakra. Your time. What person kasa bet me. Share the kakra say ye can win it, na ye can. But before see a bet to us, person me can be kakra fa. Niaman bi no bi a ekoso, especially or US anum. O share your friend is saying. This will be about the other side. Kwame Asante. Kwame Kasa. Kwame, what about when you radio? So betting Kasa Kwame. Yo, what share a friend saying the stock market now. I say Nibu of Kakra. We say volatile the but say the I say short time, you know. Akwajuma Odine and tariff but say ne my person near the Nama aye. Kakra me can say wow mubian please me you home free. This is the time a man for one where you see Kenya na ulu suano. For the past 100 years, we have had about 16 recessions. We have had about, I think, 22 downturn bear market. Bear means you go for more than 20%. Bull means up, right? We have had about 22 or so bear markets. But we will be at 2008, 9, baby a choir, Drew na unyusika. Please. Because there's a month be we in a scene safina ubu on more rather now encourage you to buy more because they say it's on sale. The coffee is on sale, not more. And you make sure see a taxes time there so men train more time and so answer. Taxes time 15th April. You make sure see a file. Or pay extension. Extension doesn't give you a friend saying say out the car. So we file now with the car. Extension and mau anything. Still now a cana obedi no obedi. It and you wouldn't so obedi car triacano because esa interest about become or G extension if you say or G extension and as interest never be stopping and stop it. It so office obedi can you pe we be tria say cana obedi no maybe I extend it. So office on your man to 2 year obedi ya but me can with me filing na. You see, filing taxes, and I say not paying taxes is not crime, but filing a crime. Between do jail. But the question is, better what filing taxes where do you taxes? Yes. It's making sure say Sandy Mom you and of course it's CIA taxes you making sure you file it. You because any friends I mean do yeah also in there. I'm say yeah for big crank when it comes to success building because Adeba Kwame who say Oma when it successfully now and that's Oma success now. Who Adeba Kwa is faith. Mr. Tiff because he didn't come for faith because I know so when you can't faith, but you see religion. Yes, that's a religious word. Yeah, no one else use. But I'm sure mom when it's almost very successful, they have faith. Yeah,
faith. GDA. Outside religious context, GDA be GDA say religion there, but GDA in terms of business, comes from because you are informed, you are well informed. Number one. Now your faith in the business, and I say when it comes to success, and I say wealth creation, particularly say you have a plan, you have a focus, and the more you know, say we are missing. All I need is just time. At the right time, if I continue with these habits now, one day I will enjoy the fruit of my labor. And religion then out to you are just hoping for things to come out from thin air. But when it comes to success creation and then wealth creation, you are actually in motion. You are not there yet. Have you seen the end goal? No, but you've envisioned how the empire is going to be. You've envisioned how the business is going to be. And you know that the only way to get there is actually act. In the GDA here, in terms of wealth creation and success, is being positive. And Nadan me can say between positivity and negativity, I always talk about clear thinking. Tihano, you have that clear thinking, you are devoid of distractions. Who believe who say Niami, so far as I had the part, Mijidim Semeye, the mayor phone so, but the end goal, and I'm near the other so. And as far as I'm doing the things that will lead me to the end goal, no, may the men who are, or if my life is not cut short, I will definitely what get there. And only business move GDA. You don't just sit, wait for miracle to happen in a thin air, you acquire knowledge, you put in the effort, and then you stay clear in your thinking that you will definitely get there. It's just a matter of time.
Then also better kafa. Your thought.
I think say faith it is it's like a lifeline. It's like the oxygen we breathe in terms of success. It works hand in hand with success in the sense that you cannot be successful if you don't have faith in what you are doing. If you don't believe in the actions you are taking, if you don't believe in what you are investing in, the income stream you are building, you have not seen the income, but the faith will tell you that let me do it. Sir, nneɛma a wokyerɛ sisi yɛ about the AC wɔ kurom ha, nneɛma a ɛkɔ fam, any taxes ne adeɛ no. The faith no na ɛbɛka akyerɛ wo sɛ adeɛ no ebi asi da. And ɔmo tena mu no, ɔmo make millions, ɔmo make yɛ because the oyi ne sika no ne ho, but the onye agidie wɔ mu no, those who had faith in the process, they were able to be successful. It comes with a foundation and purpose. So you need to have a foundation. You need to know what you are doing. You need to build it. And then faith will help you to overcome challenges. Because you know, say, there is downside and upside. When the downside comes, it is your faith that will give you that resilience to move on, to know, say, okay, I lost 70% of my investment. The remaining 30%, what do I do? Do I squander the money or reinvest it into another vehicle, let it move? Those are backed by faith, resilience. Your sense of gratitude is also another faith to know that I have to appreciate whatever I'm doing, whatever happens. I need to be grateful. Gratitude doesn't mean that something good and necessarily grateful for. Even when you are going down, you need to be grateful because it's a lesson you are learning. The downside of success is a learning curve. The upside is what we always expect, but those who look back at their downside are able to learn and build that strong resilience, backed by faith for the next success journey. So these are things that we all have to know. Say, faith, any hope, they are brothers, they are twins. Because if you have that hope, you know, say, with hope I can make it. With faith I can break through. So there be an Bible quotation that had and sana be a inbuilt they are biano yes successful biano bisana. They have it in their back pocket, which they use, but they don't come out to profess it openly. I bet say it is not known in the business sector, it is not known in the success ladder, but those are the backbones of those who are able to break through.
There's a meeting here now. Faith in knowing come.
Yes.
Knowing so come.
Yeah, faith doesn't operate in the dark cloud. You have to have some form of light. Say somebody will tell you, say, believe that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You can't see it, but with faith, you know that there is light. So let me calculate my steps, walk through the dark the pitch dark in the middle of the tunnel, but with hope, I know, with faith, I believe when I move forward, they told me, say, hey, 1 mile. Now make calculating my steps into my doing infinity. I know, say, me come anymore kakra, my to light. If you don't have that faith backed by belief and believing, said there is something good at the end. Faith is what will move you there. Fear is the opposite of faith. So if you are afraid, you will turn back. But if you are faithful and you have that faith, you will move forward and then you will achieve the goal at the end of it.
But isn't this so strange? Say, faith and fear, both are not known. We need the ABC at the end, but we always choose the fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I
we live in a world where negative information sells more than positive. And then when it comes to faith and fear is easy. It's much more attractive. It's well packaged. Because when you sell fear to somebody, out of that fear, which me when you pan tape pop or taste and a tire pie, the next thing I order when they say me baby. But you know what you no back or say, hey, be crank a tie and pie and be a wooby da minimum KBC. Into my mention tie and I mean changing. Maybe a man to tie papa. Into you know what you DNA or no, you know, or Jenny said, then I may have meeting your could do baby, I make on. But the one born on no bones what a finding chain. On jacket tie could I ready a woona or to come or Becky comes. No wasted time in there. But the one with faith will look for another opportunity. Can't engineer I mean stop on a pet taxi because no business is there for catch. So all those things I think that it sells quick because fear is very close to us.
Yeah. Okay, say there's a Napoleon Hill, Yotaka BB say that guy has been very successful when it comes to faith, and especially in the book of Troy about a friend said Think and Grow Rich, to say whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. See, a BB very profound. BB I would do our dream to so no. As if you can see or can have it in your hand. Nina faith. It is also more successful people now. Need faith and community invented those things now. Because I don't know what try say or create team say to say also in your faith. Where in your faith, there's no way say you say be I think say Steve Jobs no can be say they have to connect to the dot. Also dream say at the day be say no a big faith too. Also dream say be because one dream say be my own starting point. It we no free honum hoping say be faith is something that by one say they using as a religious word be an abibisa.
There is a post I wrote some time back said walls are thoughts accumulated over time. Right? Walls are thoughts accumulated over time. If you see any building, any structure, the walls that you see that form that structure are thoughts. They are things that somebody thought of. Someone's thinking. Yemfa block we sha, yemfa we see any. Yedane we say the way they say they. Every wall is built in the mind before you see the structure on the ground. And that is what faith does. If your mind can think, say you can build a skyscraper. Once your mind has conceived, what the two papers, so what catch any part. And all anything what drawing for no better can say me have 4 bedroom, me have bedroom, be any say Idenya and one the master suite, and that's all say we no chamber and for then okay can in area. Nipane the wide green in a way to the mono. Not the two papers. So who would GDSS idea now who catch it to make draw one idea. So that's how those things are projected, and that's how it comes to reality. So every successful person you see today, whatever they have, was first conceived in their mind. So that's the same way. And you know, so intimate be ano, or no, I been mono, or the who I said I been intimate. Into the day or better is a light of fear, no of No way is a bulb on the fluorescent tube, a clear light about 2 meters with the same energy they will be able to do it. That's how things are done.
Yeah. Very, very interesting. Your friend said Wednesday, your program be a Wednesday paradigm shift, whereby we talk to brothers and sisters. The Indian say information be read by no na papa. Many different information. Things now they are changing. Their lives are changing. Financial, everything. We talk to them. You can know when your information be by who they will be or they are doing just simple things to live financially right. I'm just almost a 7 year day to 2 years. I'm a bibri class say hey obi wa tumi kasa abrochi was me kra me de koye den e me kai say na me guy ba ko kasa was say hey no o say what ase say nyankopon mo ne to Africa no fa ne yi di nkoto England and America eti oni Ghana be wi ataso ampa o wi taso no so nyama to yi no e say nkra ne different information here Wednesday be any kasa e paradigm shift so yeah live show abitimi join obana so bitimi subscribe to Patrick Befi YouTube channel e be mo live show sa your friends and every Monday be aso your hanom ne be you can see with the major man wa finish here with the history back I'm say I'm out for a month mo manya history meaning say oh for bia na say the other man na so be my it was very interesting history ya wakatre ti major man
what's the
I say we chi kakra there be afide ente crowd.
Yeah, sorry, I think it's not my muted. Yeah, okay. So history, yeah, near camp initially now just a little top up. So yeah, the stocks, livestock, and then human bondage. Say nipa biawa so the genesis of it was actually human beings that were being sold as commodities, and then eventually nibinya stock and bonds. But now nipa enslaved Africans. In the 17th, 18th century, when slave trade was at its peak, and I hear the nipasa area to one thing that we have to know is that Africa is poor by design, and then this thing shows us in the global economic hierarchy and as a structure. Or form. So the global Southern Africa is about time for us to unite. And then number two, when we talk about Pan-Africanism, and yet just mere word of solidarity. Say you take it there, you take it that action. Now action you beat me at we need to go time back or time past to know who we were as Africans, who we were as indigenous Africans, and then what great things that we were able to do. And no na you who are feeling a big giant am I then kind. And into next weekend, so yeah, the another history ebeba. History near the beba no will be about or the surprising team. I mean, keep for now.
Keep.
Yeah. Yep.
Keep for now. Yo. Okay. Yeah, sure. Hello. But I'm say people will be I the whole entity. Can you make a crabby about what you can summarize in a crabby?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm summarizing. Okay. So in the 16th century, 1660, there was this company called the Royal African Company, which was a slavery or a slave company. And no more, no. They were giving the licenses or they were giving the opportunity to buy people and sell them. And until Oko, New York, when you go to New York, we know the Wall Street, we know the Pearl Street. Now we know that this is the trading hub or US, the biggest trading hub or US. Now, in the 17th century, the early 1700s, the New York City at that time was called New Amsterdam. So the city's common council, what they did was that they passed out a common bill via AFE, it made the place the official trading grounds for livestock and then humans in body. So the livestock here are actually enslaved Africans. And more. And then they were in bondage. They had no right. And then those days, they were used as a collateral. So slave owners will use them as a collateral for maybe their mortgage. They will use them as a collateral for their plantation. And into through that, there were big bands. Yembo Mudim. They actually funded this slave trade because they're also making a lot of money from there. They being the lender, then the livestock will become what? An asset for them, and they can auction. And then other financial institutions can also purchase the livestock, which is the enslaved African. And as time goes on, what happened was that insurance companies also came to the scene, because if you are doing a business and the business is booming, what happens is that you need an insurance to insure the business. And your big insurance company, any financial institutions, they were backing it. We have JP Morgan and Co. They actually wrote an article to officially apologize for their ties in slave trade, which originally started as livestock and bonting. Yeah, stocks in the company, the first company stock or floated shares, it was actually humans that were being sold in those days. And but it's good to learn about it now one who nipa na oye, and how you can also beat the racial wealth gap by you, not only in America but in the whole world. Say bibini at that form, and ABA kosikoko and so then it was something that started long ago, and the only way we can bridge that gap is the kind of teachings that we are doing here, the kind of books that Offer do is writing. You become powerful, because knowledge makes man unfit to be slave.
Wow. Slave, your friend says stock exchange,
Yeah, stock exchange,
Yeah, stock exchange, Hey, it's easy. But they also say they say sika or to say the name Kylie on ombre or nyashi would me force now nyabia a be ye juma ma papa one can say ne my bremen ko juma ne channel ne de manikum de bia na ye juma entina we see force ni nya bi even ye no moton ye so ye ho ne aso ye de akɔhye ho bi ye room na de apem. So the thing is we see it, we have to, it's about time. Meaning say new and come, they are hungry for knowledge these days. Just say America, you saw your friends and say we saw friends a winning. So they are hungry for knowledge these days. It's true, we have to. You say, Osha, Nyama Bibia no Mudisi no Mulishe Bukum. If it's near read you, but you see the good thing is say, pay reading crana books near Trani Asai and the Yama audio. Hen and Yan Quacran Sana, Amafo Su ye videos to be bree. It is a timer. I was see it me when you see the Siadia, Betimia Yama a change kakra or Yaquem. Yinsuade and your casa Luciana, and you say, I said the nine year a friend said, do can you say be a pid in qua? Kakre be a wit me swim be a be a bit me and bibiano, nebua, nemania may move. Yo, yan share say, said the near can't say faith na near can't ho asem. Eti overdo say be apply faith. Right? So they can't feel any feed. Maybe I minutes watch it. Send it. Might be a 5 minutes before I said, you better let me apply fit. I bit me a boy, especially on our financial life.
The faith application of financial life, it starts from building a good connections, and I say having a good circle of people who are knowledgeable. And go for winning, and addition to say the year career, winning say, who seek as a money. And know your first thing you have to know. I was so winning. So what we are saying, winning. Sometimes one need the intermediate. If you say one hour to one name, I know you're number one. When you who now with the tomb say, you say GDA quite Christopher for circular. You say in Shirani, you know what GD.
Yeah.
In Shirani, you know what GD. We are near the quotation back to be a couple. Say, or say Bisa, near Bemau, Christian, now boom, near baby. Into number one, where who say, me lucky Didi or my brabo. Misika Samuel, but Matisse can come any packet, Chelsea Samuel, baby. My main so mean court, I mean pushia. Into your no ban over boom. Into Obama can come baby you. Obama, and I said, but she baby you. Obama, the Yesia were dying no, that was what no broke once in the West. Yesiano, a one over be Bisa, some. Into Bisa, near Bema, no, dear wouldn't know, and no Bisa, now we actually. Ubisa ye na ye de ma wo no. Wabom ye bio, wabisa ye de ama wo. Enti afi wo kofia na wo kohwehwe. De wo bo mu a ye bie wo na wo bebisa ye na ye kire wo no kofie na kohwehwe. Enti wo kohwehwe na wo hu a na afi wo di gidie ataye kire se adeɛ yi mebisa ye a kire me a meba ya me behu yi. Ɛneɛ me nso kwan bɛn na mɛfa so a mesua na madu baabi a nkurɔfoɔ yi adu yi. Ɛyɛ nkakra. Ɛsɛ wode ahoprepre anaa wofiti prɛko pɔ wo se a mogya ne aba. Gyidie no wo gyidie ne nkyerɛ sɛ wofiti ase nnɛ ɔkyena na wo ne kankam abɛyɛ pɛ. Kankam ka asɛm bi earlier submission no mu sɛ obi a wasua adeɛ over 20 years wokɔtena ne nan ase sɛ wosua adeɛ firi no hɔ a wakate anka 20 years a wode bɛsua no washɔten. But ɛfiri saa berɛ no kɔ no ɛyɛ gyidie na wode nam sɛ obi invested 20,000 na every year otumi nya profit a ɔde survive a me nso me kakra wa yɛ $100 ma memfa nsua na menkɔ m'anim. Nti me pushi ahyɛ mu na me de gyidie tɛɛ kyerɛ sɛ deɛ ɔmo yɛ na ɔmo yɛ yie na me nso mesua na menkɔ m'anim. Yɛn yɛ gyidie ne nyinaa kɔyɛ one sided. Sɛ bɛɛ fi deɛ ɔkyerɛ yi no me ba me bisa sɛ wohyɛ aseɛ wɔ he anaa menhyɛ aseɛ mfiri he problems bɛn na mɛfa mu na menhyɛ aseɛ nsua na memfa build me ho. Yɛnyɛ deɛ no yɛpɛ sɛ resa ma ne mfe wowie a na wɔpuro gu m'anom na mamene asa.
Ne yɛde kɔ.
Yɛ deɛ no nti ɛno nyɛ gyidi a yɛde build wealth. Ɛno no yɛ yɛaposa ama no afe nti wonnim wura ko a yɛposaeɛ. Ayɛde asɔ wo kuro no so ama kuro no awu ɛno no mmoa wo. So when we faith in any say yen shasi yen kakra ye baby steps na wo ko wani wo ko no wo hwe ase wo be sorry ye say sika na wo di ko sha de mu no make sure say enye wo dwetire nyina na wo di ko hye mu afa kakra bi a wo hwere a embo wo fom na wo be say nya kakra san de apagya wo na wo gidie na wo ko wani na wo sua de gidie a adesua nnim no na say faith without learning is just spoon feeding. The day the spoon feeder, the feeder will die. One kasano, you don't know how to feed yourself. You won't say the anisi when you, but won't you mean because at the end, Ubi na net mouth. One kasa would need GD will say Ubitiniati and the national no, but the anisi when you. GD say, Shereme, na menso men family inside Yebi, because me what I could draw me with GD say menso me to me. Nti kyerɛ me na mentutu anamo na mendi wachi wo kɔ no na me so medi wachi ɛsɛ de odi akyire esua de odi anim nante yɛnya nkurɔfo adi anim kankam wɔ history wakyerɛ yɛ history ne waka akyerɛ yɛn kwa yɛfa so a na tetefoɔ no de yɛn edi dwa ɔmo tɔn yɛn ɛtɔ yɛn te sɛ de yɛtɔ ntoosi ne mako wudwo mu no nti kwan bɛn na me nso ɛnɛ mɛfa so na matɔ ɔmo nneɛma ne bi atɔn na magye ɔmo sika ne bi agu me bɔtɔ mu ɛyɛ gyidie ne ɛde yɛ.
Yeah.
But what I say now may who bow a number for your motor yen ton ye mean any more but to gaba who diga and we who now bow and we fear. But with faith you will know say I am also equal like them. Yes, we come and one nama moja never. It's yen and ye betting at a table back. Yen and I betting yakas a brofuno can what ya say. So would you make quite jumum now you clean up now ni bruni din koma. I was say chira will say the bruni to me you also betting ya ye. If you say a human woman who here interpreter no watchere or no nekasa na si achire wo enti sai gidie na wotimi de ko adwuma ene broni di nkomo no fa sai gidie na no fa ye adwuma na enye yie ye mesre ye nyina ne se wo ye gidie ne ye faith mu a ye de ye adwuma no mema ye hu ye nua tuntum se ye chen no se ye de odo ene gidie a ye wo eji ye hudi se menua kankam ni skin te se me a nti se waye bibi na ye ye wo se me gini di se me gimi nyonko bibi ni chen broni me dia no but the broni betumi aye dia betumi aye amana boro so ba se me nyonko bibi ni ya me wo gidie wo no mu se ono ka kire me se ade ne ye no me di gidie kai kire betumi aye ye hu ye ho se ye nyina afiri ba bi ba ko ne ye bae se kankama nye yi ame so menye yi Bakankama ye a betumi ye. Se be fia ye a betumi ye. Bia ye a betumi ye because me nua me ne ni nyina ye kala ye baako. Gidie no e de wunhu ye. Na uji e di se ye nyina no obi ani hɔ a wanya ebia de inomas Kenya da. But ye wo gidie se ye nso ye de o ye ni bia betumi agudu. Ana ye benya de ye nso ebeso ye so.
That's it. I'm say Andy. I'm say your friend saying if do I answer our question because now Andy Bisa say can one have faith but not know what to apply to it? And Tim say we share a way now. I'm so the answer our question number. Yeah, true, but yeah, process a bit me a follow now anyway. You can come. Your last word now. I'm in free and I am pona. I'm for the judge. I'm ready a call.
Yeah. Oh, final words. Yeah, and as a success, can come by every aspect of life. And one thing that is it doesn't happen just out of the blue. So as a matter of fact, success is predictable. So if success is predictable, then it means there are so many parameters come into play so that it can be predictable. Send ya or baby features are obey near me who in the ABI our fairfro. Sana success nso te hu niema o ye the way a okasa niema a usua oni ye the way onkrofo ne omonam we can predict that nipa we obey no be the enye nkomhye but niema na o ye na ye hu na no we can predict that what you be successful. And these are the habits that we talked about today. And video where better say go back, watch the video, like, comment, and then share so that others can also enjoy these nuggets that we've shared here.
We didn't care so ano Ernest. Who will be can even more chance no account with the success habit. Ernest. What make us who mute?
Good evening, Bob.
I just say, I could say. What room?
Okay, without no corner of the one. Ma'am, the two soon but I don't know topic, success habit. Me, if the same visa question,
Okay.
for like, we are granting also soon after so Bob advice I would say, obey no partner, I can't move, IABB. And I said, I said, we do baby answer now. Like, only no at me, and I said, I said, now between us, I shall see. Then the center, more and more for you with me, avoid one.
Yo, that's no question. A good question, pa. Now what kind of partner? So I worry now, and I say girlfriend, boyfriend, and I say,
So maybe you'll be our serious, like girlfriend, our serious or no better now. Like, over to me, I should be African.
Me dear, say munya worry pa dia, especially minim o amanoni and I say o Ghana and I say o abruchi.
Oh, me, oh, you say I know, me, Ghana, Saudi.
Okay, all right, Saudi. And Tibia Kappa ni pa no ufi ne bia no ye. Ayesa na wana. Okay, mame come in general. Me dear kakra minim especially o amanoni ni ade a. Say mun worry. Na se moye niema together. Na se BBC a deadly. Se baako ebi kura accident koto baako a ana se baako ekofiri mu a se emfa se wo na woni oba na bibi na okofiri mu a that means se woni ne maame ana ne parents na share niema no ebi a aden kura pese oyi wo firi mu a ema ne ye den ba wo question na obi san dey different me sure say wo abuchi ne bi a o partner na wo fie ne bi a pese woni no eye bibi. Hello. Ote me kasa. Ote. Anyway, the anchor anyway, so bet me back. Yeah, in that situation, I mean, sɛ wo pɛ sɛ ɔne ne yɛ biribi a sɛ wogye ne didi a sɛneɛ partnership a wogye ne di a ba mefi sɛ once a monwareyɛ no deɛ ɛwɔ sɛ ɛyɛ partnership ɛwɔ sɛ agreement ne biribi aba mu moware yɛ different sɛ monya nware deɛ a ɛwɔ sɛ ɔyɛ te sɛ deɛ bi a wo ne wadamfo ɛyɛ partnership anaa ne ne yɛ biribi because anything can happen ɛyɛ aburokyire so koraa aburokyire deɛ a ɛneɛ menka sɛ mɛnyɛ koraa because madi saa asɛm wɔ bebree whereby a wo sɛ saa a nkwaraa mmienu ɔmo start sɛ ɔmo di do a woka biribi akyerɛ ɔmo mu nti na ɔmo akɔtɔ house ɔmo nya nware yɛbɛyɛ wedding next 2 months a na biribi esi a baako pɛ so ofiri mu anaa yɛ ntɔkwa ha deɛ it has to go through a whole lot of process but sɛ mo ware deɛ a ɛne ma advice sɛ you do money together ɛboa mo especially aburokyire mu yɛ money together ɛboa mo paa ɛboa mo but sɛ mo nware na yɛ Ghana wowɔ aburokyire mu pɛ sɛ mo yɛ biribi a yɛ no sɛ partnership mo de paper biribi ɛto so kama ne ade but sɛ yɛwɔ area deɛ a wontumi nyɛ saa afei deɛ ɔte kasa no
but I said next week
yo deɛ meka no sɛ ɛlusa sɛ deɛ woka no sɛ bi a wowɔ aburokyire no bi a anaasɛ wowɔ amanɔne na apɛ sɛ ɔne nipa no kɔyɛ biribi wɔ hɔ since a monwareyɛ no deɛ my advice would be sɛ ɛnyɛ paperwork biribi ate sɛ deɛ wone obi a wadamfo anaasɛ wone wo partner bi na ɛyɛ sɛ ɔte aseɛ paper nna so biribi aka ma mensuro yɛsuro so yɛho nti ɛsɛ meyɛ ntimi nyɛ business together but mensuro na bisa but ma paperwork biribi anyɛ very clear anaasɛ Mr. Adusu wɔ biribi ka
ɛbɛgya ama mpanimfoɔ no
wɔn sɛ adeɛ baako a ɛwɔ sɛ wote aseɛ sɛ ɛyɛ anam time bi ɛyɛ mbisa question sɛ open nokorɛ na ano ɛyɛ na anaasɛ opɛ deɛ yɛka de korɔkorɔfoɔ no sɛ open nokorɛ na emu ɛyɛ no paa deɛ a mɛka kyerɛw sɛ yɛmfa ɔdɔ ɛnyɛ business business ɛnyɛ ɔdɔ ɛne yɛde yɛ sɛ mo ware koraa na sɛ wo wayɛ biribi ansa na wokɔ ware a yɛwɔ biribi yɛfrɛ no prenuptial agreement mobɛtumi asan paper sɛ mebɛware wo no na mewɔ me wei ne wei dada wo nso na wowɔ wei ne wei dada sɛ kɔba sɛ ɔkyena awareɛ na nkɔ yie a meme deɛ na meyɛɛ yɛ ansa na yɛbɛhyia no wonni kyɛfa wo mu sɛ moaware wode ka wakɔhyɛ no wakɔ bisa na firi abusuafoɔ hɔ wayɛ biribiara na mohyɛ abrabɔ ase a ɛno deɛ wo nko a na woyɛ o ɔno nko a na ɛyɛ o ɛkɔba sɛ awareɛ no gu a ɔwɔ mu kyɛfa nti ɛno deɛ momienu bɛtumi atena ase na moayɛ na wonware no question na meyɛdi kan a mebisa wo no sɛ adeɛ no a moyɛ no ɔno ne sika wɔ mu bi ana ɛyɛ wo nko a so ɔno ne sika nim na ɛyɛ wo nko a yɛwɔ sɛ deɛ draft agreement ne fa nti sɛ ɔno bɛba ɔde n'ahoɔden na ɛkɔhwɛ so ɔno na ɛbɛmanage ɛwɔ wo ni hɔ no nti sɛdeɛ Patrick kaeɛ no fa biribi ato krataa so sɛ adeɛ a yɛyɛ meme kyɛfa a ɛwɔ mu yɛ 90%. Wo no wo kyɛfa a ɛwɔ mu yɛ wode w'ahoɔden na ɛboa nti wowɔ mu 10%. So ɔkyena biribi si na menni hɔ a 90% no nipa asemasi na ɛgyina ma na me maame anaa me papa ɔno de witness aba wo nso de witness aba na ɔma sign na mo ahyɛ aseɛ mo ware a wayɛ wedding na wie na maware akɔ mo honeymoon na wie no wobɛtumi atena ase na moakyigye agreement no sɛ deɛ yɛhyɛ aseɛ no sɛ si adeɛ yɛabɛware nti yɛmmienu free ha na ɛkɔ no megye to me sɛ ɛyɛ 50-50 because ɛsi a no wo na woba bɛyɛ biribi a menni kɔ a wo na wobɛhwɛ akyiri wo na bɛyɛ biribi a so yɛwɔ series of agreements no nyɛ baako pɛ ɛnyɛ one sided so ɔkyena wohwɛ na sɛ ɔno n'ahoɔden ɔde ba mu no dɔɔso a wotumi ma no more percentage kɔsi sɛ mobɛware nti ne nyinaa ne yɛ deɛ sika dodoɔ ɛkɔ mu nipa a ɔde ne sika aba deɛ ɔyɛ mu adwuma ɛne saa nneɛma no nyinaa sɛ wo consider all those things ansa na wadrafte adeɛ no nyɛ saa ɔkyena ɛnɛ Ghana mpenatwe koraa na obi ne obi gyae mpenatwe a ɔsɛ me ne watena ne si nneɛma ma wo sum me ɛne deɛ keka ka ho
ati na ɛbɛgye sika ma no
mahu biaa ngyegyesi a no ɛyɛ nneɛma a woka a ɔmo ntie sɛdeɛ na Patrick ka no ba ɔkyena ɔkɔ na ɔkɔpem a na wasan aba na ɔbɛbisa wo nti me wo baa no maka kyerɛ sɛ meka kyerɛ wo antie menni time a mede bɛwɛsi time but nokorɛ paa meka kyerɛ ne sɛ sɛdeɛ yɛ nyinaa yɛka no say mon worry agreement in contract so because what you wouldn't wa the can say oh ne ne sha ase no no wa bere ape bibia ma no ne na ebusuafo ba be jesu no nim say ono ne kapre nim ayen keso keke na no hwe so ba se nkrata ho adansefo wo ma o ma me na o papa ti ase ya wa ma ne copy o tam de kokota obetini agina mu na wagye ama wo ana say sometimes wo ma ansa na wo ko ware a wo niam bebiri a wo ye ya ansa na wo ko aware no mu no fa hye wo madin period o kina wonni hwe ye wo made a de wo hye ase wo aware no mu no eni aware no kosu ankosu de waye dada no woni say wo ma bi ana wo dada no wo de amo. So there are so many ways. I think that with time we bet me and then you bet me for much details into those nitty-gritties of those things. Amount for because lessons when it comes to these things, they brave. You bet me about different scenarios and what to do when those things happen. So that's it.
I'm from Pessie Solomon. So Solomon, what train I feel so? What will be become?
I was all the price tag to go. If it's agree for me, baby, I
Solomon Bay last one.
And they offering bulls.
And who's that? Offering bull. Solomon. That's that.
Good evening.
Yeah, Joso.
And after morning, I was gonna have your morning. Brother, now I want to say, I have the time for you, power people.
Oh, yeah.
And I must say, my family, the cost were a follow me, the avenue bridge, the cost were 18, the cost were Timo, and the family, and I have to start from Waba. You never came in and say, some man, I'm more than the cost were, and the cost were at the age, man, I'm my boy. That I must say, very simple.
No, thank you, Solomon. Yeah, next week, yeah, Brantem. It started 7. Her time 7. Tim say, see a time not change you.
I change
change it. Seneca Ghana 12, right?
Yeah.
Say Ghana 11. Yo, my friend said Mary also say health is wealth. Yes. So I say we always put our faith in where we are comfortable. Who's say true? Maybe a comfortable. What did you fit? With the agrone so time no so time no so and event the make sure say to say the kind no say you aim they say or say whatever the mind can conceive and believe the mind can achieve success habits no traits success illegal traits ube say clear in the bit me follow so ni aibi in bit me follow so next week another one. So remember, Obantema Obinya the history, no. I said I started beginning on my details, and then yes, some details. Next week, Brantem and share. Make sure so you spend wisely, save intentionally, and be generous. It will be asset, Mr. Edu. Thank you so much for your contribution. I hope so next week we'll be the books na bana yetimidiatre. Yeah, okay. You Nana Kojo, Andy, Mary, Edin Dogs meeting you boning your friend say Awuni, Muna SOS. Thank you so much, Kwame. Thank you for joining in. So see you guys next week. Bye.
Thank you. See you.